this next group of amazing individuals, and so we'll share maybe a little bit of a story a little bit later on, depending on time, how this partnership kind of came to fruition. But I'd love to bring to the stage our good friends from Lenovo, Alexis and Mo, to talk a little bit about kind of Lenovo, their roles, and talk a little bit about Evolve Small and how we're working with them and things of that nature. So first, I guess I'll kick it over to Alexis. Let's start with some origin stories and intros and stuff like that. Alexis, I'll start with you. You want to kind of give a quick intro and an origin story, like how you got to where you are right now?
Yeah. Well, first of all, good morning. Good to see you, Joey. Good to see you, Mo, and Tamisha. I'm happy to be here. I'm serving in the capacity of a Lenovo ambassador for our Evolve Small program, but my day job is an inside sales manager at Lenovo. So my team supports K-12 school districts across the Southeast buying Lenovo technology, hardware, and software solutions. It sounds like a lot, but really we just show up for schools, right? We show up for kids and we help put in plans and technology to help them thrive, whether it's virtually or in person. So that's what I do at Lenovo. But in this particular role, I'm honored to serve as an ambassador who really helps connect business owners to the resources that our Evolve Small program is trying to make easier for them to find and access.
Nice. And Mo, go ahead and kick it over to you, like, role and also kind of origin story and stuff.
No, thank you very much. First of all, good morning to you, Joey, Tamisha, and of course, Alexis. I'm always thrilled to have an opportunity to speak on Lenovo's behalf. But anytime I get a chance to join forces with Alexis, is always a pleasure, right? So, she's a very dynamic, intelligent, and a very strong representative of what we're trying to do at Lenovo as a whole. So I'm really excited about this and excited to be here with the Goodie Nation family. So my name is Maurice McGregor. Like Alexis, I'm a spokesperson for Lenovo's Evolve Small mission. But I'm also
Go ahead, Maurice. I think we're good now.
So by day, I'm a global sales manager. So I manage a team of sales reps located around the country that address Lenovo's infrastructure solutions business or data center business with our Fortune 500 clients on a global basis. So very excited about that mission, of course, but certainly the community outreach efforts Lenovo's undertaken with the Evolve Small campaign is something I'm really proud of. So thank you very much for having us this morning.
Yeah, no doubt. So actually, let's talk a little bit about the Evolve Small. And let's come back and you see if the audio issues are there. Can you take yourself off mute? Okay, we're still happening a little bit. Let's kick it over to back to Maurice for a second, and talk a little bit about Evolve Small in general.
Sure. Well, Evolve Small, yeah, I'm excited about Evolve Small. I will tell you, Evolve Small is a mission that Lenovo started in 2021. It was our first year involved, and the idea was a campaign put together, to address what we've identified for a number of years as a technological and financial and support gap for small businesses, right? And especially minority-owned businesses, ethnic minorities and gender minorities, right? So Lenovo realized that was happening and decided, hey, what do we want to do about it? And coming through the pandemic, we realized there was a lot of opportunity for larger organizations to get involved and help pave a way for small businesses that we all recognize as the backbone of America, right? Small businesses are where most of us got our start in business. So most of us, developed a dream about where we wanted to be in life based on a connection or an involvement with a small business along the way. So Lenovo, identifying this gap, wanted to come together and not only provide financial support, but also technological assistance, through financial grants and technology grants with hardware and software and services, but then combine that with the mentorship, the networking, which brings us here with Goodie Nation, the mentorship and networking required to help a small business survive in a landscape that we're in today. It's very challenging for small business owners to move the needle and drive their business, because there are so many things in our current environment and the economy today. Costs are high. It's hard to find the proper skills to marry with the challenges that you're finding in your business or your organization. So partnering with an organization like Lenovo and Lenovo leveraging our breadth of resources and alliances and focusing them on small businesses, allowing those small business owners to take advantage of our technology, our resources, funding, the mentorship, and then the community networking is really important to us. So that's where Evolve Small started in 2021, and it's grown and since then. Our initial engagement was with an organization called Deluxe last year, and we got involved with a show called Small Business Revolution. That's you can see of season 6 of Small Business Revolution on Hulu and Amazon Prime. That was me getting back in the mode. That's something we mentioned a lot last year, but this year I've had the pleasure of linking with Alexis and Megan and some of the other folks within Lenovo to drive the effort even further. So this year we're focusing specifically on minority-owned businesses. A lot of those are Black and women-owned businesses. That we've had a lot of opportunity to leverage our alliances with Carolina Panthers and so many other organizations to help us to drive and bring focus on the initiative, which is really, hey, listen, don't just talk about working with small businesses. Actually spend your money with a small business, providing people with opportunities and data points where they can leverage and go out and find out, okay, we're in this holiday spending time. I'm looking for healthcare products. Let me find some that are minority owned, right? Businesses that I can help drive individuals to shop and just grow those organizations.
No, that's dope. So here's the thing. Like in many cases at Goodie Nation, we oftentimes work with like scalable tech startups. Those are looking to raise venture capital. But the reality of the situation, what you kind of alluded to, is small business drives not only this country but this world. Right. And one of the things, as we'll talk a little bit more about how we're working together a little bit later on, but I'm super excited for the opportunity to work with traditional small business owners because they don't get the support that they're quite honestly their startup, their scalable tech startup counterparts get, which again, if we believe that they are the backbone for this country and this world, then actually they should probably get more support than the scalable tech startups get. No shade to my startup friends, right? But Alexa, I want to kick it over to you first to see is everything cool with the mic and the audio? Could you just take yourself off mute for a second?
Yeah, can you hear me? Or
yeah, you're good now. Yeah, would love to hear your thoughts on Evolve Small and the work you're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, this has been, like I say, every time I introduce myself, I always say that I'm honored. Because this is a privilege to be able to be a part of this program and work alongside people who you're seeing the impact of your work in real time, right? There's a lot of tears that have been shed. There are a lot of emotional moments. And when you talk to these business owners, many of them talk about how hard it is, right? How many hats they wear that they never imagined wearing, right? They might be the CEO or they might be the business owner, but they are marketing, they are sales, they are customer service, they are tech support. They wear so many hats, and being able to be a resource to them, being able to take one of those hats off of their plate, giving them community, which might have been another thing that they had to do for themselves to get themselves off the ground, putting them in touch with mentorship and giving them guidance and advising on how tech can really make things easier or at least streamline. It's powerful work that we're doing, but what I'm most proud of, and this is just a Lenovo thing, we're focused on sustainability. So it's not just about providing resources for today. It's about helping businesses figure out a way for them to exist tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. So our resources aren't just something that it's a one-time thing. We're here today and gone tomorrow. We're building relationships, we're building partnerships, and we're also trying to create an example to our tech counterparts and corporate counterparts that collaboration with small businesses is the way to go. We're not here to compete. We are all in this together. And like you mentioned earlier, small businesses are the backbone of our community. They drive employment rates, right? A lot of times, and this isn't spoken of enough, but they also provide safe employment for differently abled employees. So our small businesses need to thrive in order for our communities to thrive. And if they're not at the forefront of the conversation, our community probably isn't as healthy as it could be. So the work that we're doing is meaningful, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. Anytime that I get an assignment, anytime that I am able to connect with a small business owner, whether it's LinkedIn or in person, I'm just honored to do the work, because giving back is what we all are supposed to be doing anyways.
Exactly. I couldn't have said better on Giving Tuesday or through Good Nation. Morgan, is there something you want to add or anything?
Me, myself, no. Just to highlight what Alexis mentioned. It's Lenovo's effort is to be an example to other organizations out there that, hey, you can address your organization's needs, and at the same time, be a real force in driving small business owners and providing opportunities for more people around in the communities in which we work and live, which is significant, right? Because people are always looking for ways to get engaged, and I think if the organization within that you work in, the organization that you go to every day is already involved in these community outreach opportunities, it provides an outlet and a path for those employees to get engaged in community projects as well. So it's really important, as Alexis mentioned, that other organizations see what Lenovo is doing and follow suit. So we're really happy to be a leader. As Alexis mentioned, we're not competing against anyone, but we do want to highlight the very good work that Lenovo is doing to drive sustainability and opportunity and smarter technology for all.
Absolutely.
There it is. So let's talk a little bit about kind of how we're working together. So about 6 weeks or so ago, we announced our partnership. What was it? We like Goodie Nation with Lenovo around these grants, right? These Evolve Small grants. So $10,000 will be awarded to 30 small businesses across the U.S. and Canada that have either physical products, right, or physical locations that are the primary part of their business, not like an office space, but a restaurant, a bed and breakfast, or something like that. Right? And in addition to the cash award, they'll also receive support from Goodie Nation in terms of dedicated coaching, in terms of a larger community of awesome founders doing awesome things, mental health support, and many more things, right? And so again, from our perspective at Goodie Nation, we're super excited because we see, from our background in supporting traditional tech startup entrepreneurs, all the support, but also the formalized way of education for those founders. And the ironic part is they get all this, traditionally they get all the support, formal way of thinking about doing business. In many cases, they have more difficulty actually making money. Whereas the traditional small business owner, they don't have the traditional kind of entrepreneurship education. There's not a lot of accelerators and stuff like that for them, but they're usually making money from day one because they have no choice, right? So I think the opportunity is for the tech startup entrepreneurs to learn from the traditional small business entrepreneurs about how to make money. And then also the traditional small business owners learning from the tech startup owners about some of the formalized ways in which they think about, doing their business in their overall kind of business model. So I'm super excited for this. I think, quite honestly, this is, or taking small business owners and putting them in the kind of the entrepreneurship kind of pathways is the key to growing small business, really the U.S. economy, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It is the key.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're right, Joey. Not to cut you off, but just to highlight what you're saying. That's the motivation for Lenovo and partnering with Goodie Nation is to your focus on driving meaningful conversation and closing that gap. Providing networking opportunities for small business owners. Helping people overcome challenges that are unique to them, but perhaps not as unique to Goodie Nation. Things that you've seen before that have worked in one aspect or one area for one organization, you can now share with another. And that's why Lenovo wants to, these partnerships and alliances aren't just here for kicks and giggles, right? It's great to be on the podcast and to get to meet yourself, Joey, and Tamisha. But the purpose is meaningful, driving meaningful change in the way that small businesses are addressed and the support that they receive. And collectively coming together as a community and leveraging our independent resources together, in a collaborative effort to give these businesses a chance. And I think that's really important, right? Because as you mentioned, some organizations, they have the know-how, they know what to do, they have the resources. They're just having a hard time making money, providing that service or product that people want to buy. But then you have others that they're making money hand over foot, but they have no idea what to do next. Like, wow, I've got 30 people want to order my product on day one, but I don't know how to accept their orders. My website's shutting down, or I'm having connectivity issues, or shipping and labeling is a problem for me. And so helping them overcome those challenges is really the purpose and the intent behind our partnership with Goodie Nation. So I really applaud you for what you're doing there as well.
Joey, another benefit that I'm predicting coming from this collaboration is some of the business owners that we talked with talked about how they didn't know the need for data collection, how it would be so important. And for their businesses, they have had to learn how to do that. They have had to learn not only new ways and innovative ways to collect customer data, but also to interpret it for what does it mean for their business. So this could be predicting buying trends. This could be predicting inventory needs for upcoming holidays and specials. This could be understanding customer favorites, right? So which of your products do customers lean towards and why? So I'm predicting that in collaboration with the tech startups that you currently work with, the new business owners that would be selected in the program would really gain that type of insight from you. Another thing is we've been giving out laptops, and to hear from some business owners how much it meant to them, because sometimes of the embarrassment of them having to use their work allocated laptop to run their business.
Yeah.
And, of all the things that they have to pay for, a laptop was a little low on the list, though it has a lot of purpose for their business. And so just being able to give them that, like I said, taking one thing off of their plate is what we're here to do. So those are two of the top benefits that I really see from our collaboration that we can give that is direct impact to their business and changing the way that they operate for their employees and their customer base.
I want to drill down on that laptop point for a second, and I got a quick story. But yeah, I mean that's I had totally even forgot about stuff like that. We kind of take it for granted in the startup space, right? But you're a traditional small business owner. Usually, you have an idea. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, or maybe it just kind of comes to you. You're like, go. I got to make it happen, and you utilize whatever resources you have, whatever tool on your toolkit or your tool belt to make it happen. In many cases, if you need a laptop, you work for someone else, they're going to give you all the training about why you can't do it, or depending on like the level of company, large or small. But you like, hey, I got to make it happen, right? I'll figure it out later, which, probably isn't the best, but that's an entrepreneur's thing, right? We'll just got to figure it out later, right? And yeah, if you have an opportunity from an amazing company like Lenovo to get you to have your first laptop kind of to use dedicated for your own company purposes, I mean, it can make all the difference in the world. I remember when I first started my company, my reality is I got the idea. I heard a voice in my head, technically leaving my last class today at Florida A&M, and I went home and started typing up the business plan for my startup. Now, the reality is that startup, that actual laptop, the company's no longer around, but it was given to me, my first ever kind of laptop from my mother and uncle and stuff like that, right? I mean, for school purposes, that's the reality. For school purposes, I went to school, right? And whatever I had that laptop for 4 or 5 years later. I remember typing on it, keyboard, keyboard missing keys. Back then it was running Windows. I'm probably like 2 or 3 versions behind.
Right. But Joey, those are the realities of a small business owner. Like Alexis mentioned, these are the things that people talk about when they discuss their business. Like we think of maybe a pretzel business or a lipstick manufacturer. We think, oh, their biggest challenge is figuring out what color a lipstick or what ingredients go into the product. But oftentimes it's like they've got a shelf full of product ready to go. The challenge is my laptop, it keeps crashing, or my website won't hold. I can't take more than 4 or 5 users on the website at one time, right? So these are the realities of the experience, and you yourself, I think that's what makes Goodie Nation such a strong alliance partner and ally for the small business owners, that you have folks such as yourself, such as Tamisha, that have run businesses yourself. You've had those experiences on your own, so you know what those challenges are like. And that's why Lenovo's, our effort here is not just, to donate technology, as we mentioned before, but also to continue the networking theme along with Goodie Nation. But we also have Empowering the Carolinas. It's a campaign that Lenovo is connected with the Carolina Panthers on. Well, we've selected, the year one, we had 300 nominees, right? Well, you can go on and nominate a small business through the Carolina Panthers website. Well, the first year we had 300. This year we've had over 650 small businesses nominated. And what we did, we down selected 10 of those for a $5,000 tech grant, right? And we also come along with mentoring and services from Lenovo. They have different technological packages they can choose from based on the needs for their small business. But then those 10 finalists were then narrowed down and allowed to come to, were invited to come to the Carolina Panthers game earlier this year, where one of the very happy winners were selected for a $100,000 promotional and advertising grant from the Carolina Panthers and Lenovo. So it was really exciting to see an organization called Hip Hop Smoothies. It was run by the Brooks family. Shamika Brooks was there. She was really excited, so excited. She ran out of the field, and we thought she dove on the field in excitement, but really I think she slipped a little bit. But she made it look really cool, right? But they were the winners of the $100,000, and it was these are the things that really help to drive the businesses, connecting them. So while the money was awesome, and those businesses that got the $5,000 grant but didn't win the $100K, most people may think, well, they were disappointed. And in actuality, they were not, because they leave that with connections with Lenovo, the Carolina Panthers, but also, and most importantly, other small business owners, right? The same things we're talking about here. They have an opportunity to come together in a collaborative effort to talk about the things the challenges that they're facing, learning from one another, or sharing resources, supporting one another. And we all know, as you mentioned earlier, Joey, a lot of times when you're a small business owner, you're in it by yourself, right? You're scratching and clawing for every resource you can find. And to have someone step out of the woodwork and say, hey, I'd like to work with you. I'd like to give you an opportunity. I'd like to support you and share with you the challenges that I face and what I did to overcome them. Sometimes that moral support is just the drive you need to keep the business going, right? And so it's really significant effort that we're making, not only on behalf of the technology, but the very humanitarian effort in it all is important to us.
There it is. Oh, love it. I love it. So we have a few more minutes as we close on out. Alexa, I'll kick it over to you. Anything you're excited about moving forward, any projects in terms of Evolve Small, or anything have you left out anything? I'll kind of take it from there.
Yeah. So one thing that I'm really excited about is, again, we've been doing a lot of work externally and in the community, building relationships, building community for our small business owners. But the next step, which is starting to happen inside of Lenovo, is making it easier for these small businesses to get contracts with Lenovo, right? So anytime that we are doing something internally, using local businesses, using small businesses that are a part of our program as your vendors for that program or event. Having the local coffee shops coffee available around campus, creating a vendor list of small businesses that we use. So anytime you want to provide gifts to your team, here are some small businesses that we work with and would like for you to support, or at least give them a chance first, right? So I'm excited about that because, again, that adds to the mission of collaboration, not competition. We do not have to stand alone, and these efforts don't have to be separate. So
Major.
That the charge of this came from us discussing the mission and someone asking one of our C-suite executives on the spot, so when are we going to have their stuff on campus? And, he came back and he said, I will accept that challenge and we will make it happen. And so, now this is an internal mission as well. Now employees, we have 65,000 employees globally, getting excited about partnering with small businesses wherever you are. So that's what I'm most excited about, because it is getting everybody in the mindset that we have to support them the best way that we can, as often as we can.
Shout out to 321 Coffee is one of the organizations that Alexis has mentioned. 321 Coffee is, an incredible organization. That's a coffee business that a coffee shop that employs physically and mentally challenged employees, right? And giving them an opportunity to grow and broaden their horizons. And they're also on the cusp of opening a roasting facility along with Lenovo's support. They're growing and expanding their environment. And as Alexis mentioned earlier, and I think I alluded to as well, and Joey, you and Tamisha talked about, the benefit to the community is huge. Not only is Lenovo helping 321 open a new roasting facility, but that will also allow 321 to employ more people, right? To employ more people. So not only is it the technology that's at work and that that's providing opportunity for all people, but it's also the job opportunities. People need work. This is definitely the environment where you don't want to be unemployed. So it's a huge benefit all around. And so I appreciate Alexis for mentioning that. Lenovo's just trying to do major things and set the example. And I think it's really great.
There it is. 321 Coffee and hip hop smoothies. I think is what it was.
Hip hop smoothie, 321 Coffee. We got Black Dollar Corp is another organization here in Raleigh. Johnny Hackett's one of the representatives there that runs that organization. It's almost like a small business incubation organization where so many businesses, come there, they collaborate, they leverage the resources provided by Black Dollar Corp. Whether you have a printing business but you don't have a printing machine, well, Black Dollar Corp has that available. Say you're a photographer but you don't have a studio. They have a studio there. You can rent space from them and utilize that space to grow your business. So the networking, the theme that Goodie Nation has, and is really something that we find alive and well in many pockets of the community, and we're so excited to be a part of bringing it all together, right?
I love it. And also, shout out to Cynthia Curry from the Metro Atlanta Chamber, who loves your comment, Alexis, around co-opetition. So another one of our partners. So even we'd love to make a connection between the Metro Atlanta Chamber and maybe Lenovo and stuff like that. So kind of as we close out, I'll say this before we kind of get to maybe how folks can get in contact with you all, Maurice and Alexis. But I had a chance when we made the announcement in October to go up to Raleigh and visit the campus for their Main Street Festival. Amazing. I also got a chance to kind of visit Raleigh as well and Durham and stuff like that. So just my first time being in the area. So just you got to. You're right, Maurice. I mean, you and both Alexis, like you see the physical products and see the people. I mean, you kind of see the impact of the work in real time. So, Maurice, I'll start with you. How can people either get in contact with you or learn more about the work that you're doing?
Well, you can go to Lenovo.com. Alexis, I don't know that we have a. You can go to Lenovo.com. I think there's an Evolve Small. You can search for Evolve Small on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lenovo.com/Evolve Small. Go there. We have a lot of opportunity, and I would also invite. We've teamed up with Queen Latifah. Is one of the things that we're doing this year that's been huge, right? Queen Latifah is the queen of small. She has her own small business initiative where she focuses on minority and LGBTQ community-owned businesses, right? So it's really important to us to help drive that. She's joined forces as a spokesperson through our website, small business owners can go and actually create a mini commercial for themselves where you can leverage Queen Latifah's image and voice for your small business. And so this isn't just something that Lenovo wants to do for small businesses with which we are in constant contact. This is something we want to do for all small business owners, especially those that are owned and operated by minorities and women. So we're really excited about what we're doing. There's a lot of opportunity out there. I encourage everyone to go to the website and get engaged and get involved. This is a great time of year. We're all spending money on holiday gifts and travel and things like that, services. A great opportunity to find out where you can leverage small business services and products in your season.
The other thing, Joey, is you can also follow us or find us, connect with us on LinkedIn. We're constantly posting resources, constantly posting articles and links to other things that small business owners might find helpful. So don't hesitate to reach out. We love to hear from you, especially if you are on the Evolve Small site and have questions. Let us know, and we will get our team involved as soon as we can.
There it is. And then what I'll also say is there's still time for small business owners to apply for the grant that we're partnering with Lenovo on. So you guys just go maybe go to our website, goodienation.org, and apply for that. You have until December 16th, vying for $10,000 cash award or grant, and also support from Goodie Nation. So if you're in the US or Canada and you have a physical product company, like traditional small business physical product company, or a physical location is the primary part of your business, not just the office. So again, think restaurants, some bed and breakfast kind of things like that. You're eligible to apply for the grant by December 16th. All right. So Alexis, Maurice, this has been amazing. Everyone, please give it up for our good friends from Lenovo. We'll be in contact with you all a little bit later on.
Yes. Have a good day.
Thanks, really excited. Thanks for having us. Thanks to the Goodie Nation family. Thank you all.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.